Assumption used to be the norm. Assumption used to be survival. Now it's a setup for confusion and conflict. The past had structure, so assumption worked. Life followed a fairly predictable rhythm. Roles were defined by gender, class, or even culture. When it comes to morality, there was religion, tradition, and even routine that provided templates for behavior. Community standards were tight, and deviation was rare. Manze, if you dared rebel in the olden days, you were seen as a demon. So you could assume a man will be a provider, a woman will be a nurturer, and children by default would follow in line because the system was closed and structured. Choices were limited and rebellion came with heavy consequences. So assumption became the norm and often the survival mechanism. But now today's era is dynamic. It's not fixed. We live in an age of fluidity and individualism. People redefine success, identity, love, and even purpose on their own personal terms. Technology has widened perspectives and access to knowledge. There's no one standard for life anymore. Not in work, not in gender roles, not in family, or even belief systems. So this means you can't assume someone wants marriage or children. You can't assume loyalty just because you're related or partnered. You can't assume respect means the same thing to you the way it means to everyone. Assumption today equals misalignment, not survival mechanism anymore. Today, intention is the new compass. In a world where all templates don't apply, intention becomes the only trustworthy guide. Being intentional means asking instead of assuming, listening instead of projecting, communicating instead of interpreting, leading yourself, not following tradition blindly. It means defining your own values, your boundaries, your own identity, and honoring that in others too, not just you, even in other people. Intention demands accountability, something assumption never did. Assumption worked in a world that was small, uniform, and predictable. But that world is gone. Today's complexity demands clarity, not tradition. So my people, be intentional. Because without intention, you'll misread everything, from people to purpose. My people, heal. Heal.